learning. We're currently 98.88% finished with a path. So of course we'll finish it, right? And there's only one room left. And it's not this one. So, because I've already finished that. There's only one thing left, and it's public key cryptography basic. So, we're going to do the Diffie-Hellman key exchange deep dive here. We'll see how deep it is. Maybe I'm not in the mood, and I will copy it like the last one. Not do it as I did with the Earthsay one. Also, we don't have to do all of these, right? So let's hop over to the notes, and so this is what I did with RSA. Yeah, I've kind of decided to do these quickly, and then go on to the buffer overflows and finish that, and do the AD stuff, right? That's my plan. So the buffer overflows, I will probably not finish that today. But we'll see. It's not a lot of reading in that room, at least, because it's no reading. So let's just put it up so I have something to like tease me on here, right? So have I clicked it recently? No. It is a gate. Okay. I think it's Gatekeeper. Yeah, this is the one. Gatekeeper. This is the one that we need to do. And it's also like the only thing we've clicked here is we've read this text. So we're gonna do that when we're finished with this room. And when we finish this room, we're finished with Subsecurity 101. So then it's on to finishing the next path. Which I'm kind of liking. So, Diffie-Hellman key exchange. One of the challenges of using symmetric encryption is sharing the secret key. Let's say you want to send a password-protected document to your business partner to discuss confidential business strategies. How would you share the password with them? It would be the best if you had a secure channel to send the password, knowing that adversaries cannot read or alter it. Diffie-Hellman key exchange. Key exchange aims to establish a shared secret between two parties. It's a method that allows both parties to establish a shared secret over the insecure communication channel without requiring a pre-existing shared secret, without a server being able to get the key. Consequently, this shared key can be used for symmetric encryption in subsequent communications. Consider the following scenario. Alice and Bob want to talk securely. They want to establish a shared key for symmetric cryptography, but don't want to use asymmetric cryptography for key exchange. This is where the Diffie-Hellman key exchange comes in. Alice and Bob generate secrets independently. Let's call these secrets A and B. They also have some public common material. Let's call this C. We need to make some assumption. Firstly, wherever we combine secrets, they're practically impossible to separate. Secondly, the order in which they combine doesn't matter. Alice and Bob will combine their secrets with a common material to form AC and BC. They will then send these to each other and combine the received part with their secret to create two identical keys. Now ABC. Now, they can use this key to communicate. If you found the previous paragraph too abstract, let's investigate the exact process. Alice and Bob agree on the public variables, a large prime number P and a generator G, where G is between 0 and P. These values will be disclosed publicly over the communication channel. Although insecurely small, we will choose P equals 29 and G equals 3 to simplify our calculations. Each party chooses a private integer. As a numerical example, Alice chooses 13 and Bob chooses B equals 15. Each of these values represents a private key and must not be disclosed. It is time for each party to calculate their public key using their private key from step 2 and the agreed upon public variable from step 1. Alice calculates A equals GA mod P. 3 up. I keep saying the Swedish word uppåt. That's like just in my brain. 3 with the exponent 13. I don't know how you say that in English, really. Mod 29 equals 19. And Bob calculates B. Did the same, 26. These are the public keys. Alice and Bob send the keys to each other. Bob receives let's see here. Yeah, so this is the same as here. Alice's public key, and Alice receives Bob's public key. This step is called key exchange. Alice and Bob can finally calculate the shared secret using the public key and their own private key. Alice calculates BA mod P. 26. So both calculations yield the same result, and 10 is their shared secret. And this is just an image of the same thing. The chosen numbers are too small to provide any security, and in real life application we would consider much bigger numbers. Diffie-Hellman key exchange is used alongside RSA public key cryptography. Diffie-Hellman is used for key agreement, while RSA is used for digital signatures, key transport, and authentication, among many others. For instance, RSA helps prove the identity of a person you're talking to via digital signing, as you can confirm based on their public key. This would prevent someone from attacking the connection with man-in-the-middle attack against Alice by pretending to be Bob. In brief, Diffie-Hellman and RSA are incorporated into many secure protocols and standards to provide a comprehensive security solution. So I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to make a complicated note now. Well, I know I can't copy from there because it will do that, right? So let's just make a note called Diffie-Hellman and just put the link in there for this, right? So we're just making a new note. And the only thing we put here is task 4, right? So when we want to know this, we know that it is there, the data. We can also check for future proofing here. Is this a free room or not? So we can still see it, right? But only subscribers can deploy virtual machines. So it's not like we're deploying a virtual machine in this room anyway, right? So we're just going to use their formulas to calculate these things. So P and G and A. Let's put a simple notepad so we can just scroll to stuff. let's just copy the whole thing. There. Put this in the notepad. And that was far too long. So it fits on my other screen here. So, what is A? Let's actually, why not put this in here, right? We don't have to have the bright light mode, and it's the same page. It can't paste. It can't paste this is not the same. How do I do this? Like this, maybe? This is just for now. I would kind of like this, but whatever. This is just for this horrible mess. So now I can not really read it, but let's just modify this. So G is 5, and A is 12. And P is 29, which was the same before. Okay, sure. And then we calculate that. And then we have, more of these. Yeah, I thought there was something there, but I didn't see anything hopping anymore. B is... there we have another one. Oh yeah, so I have to hop into the right place for them to show. Okay, I get it. So instead of 3, we have G being 5. And here it is 17. And this one is 29. So why do they use the same ones? Oh, let's calculate these two. So, calculator, that it just closed, right? So, let's see, we have 5. Let's see if I can manage to make, there's a mod here. And 5, 12 equals, and then we mod this for 29, we get 7, and then we do 5, 17 equals this. Very nice number to try to remember. Good thing we're just want the rest of it. There. So, before we continue, seven, 9, there, and then we go and check whatever else we need from the formulas here. So next question. So we have B equals nine. What is key? And then we have A equals. So they couldn't do it AB again. They're doing it BA now. I see why. Well, no, not really. Because they exchanged them, I guess, but still. 7. So, key equals. Let's look at the text. Calculates. Yeah, using the keys. So we get the keys first. So what we did now is got A and B. Calculate their public key using the private key from step 2 and the green above public key. So BA. So what I see is not the full question. I see the cut out version. So let's just look here. Yeah, it's B with an A up here, right? So we actually have the formula here, right? Too. It's just that I want to double check so I understand all of the bits. Key equals. Let's copy this one. And I used this to show that this was actually supposed to be up there. It's not good or nice or anything, but it's obsidian, so whatever. What do you do? I think you can do it somehow. Let's actually find out. Obsidian erased text. Yeah, they did the same I did. To try and do it. Oh yeah, we can use HTML. We can use HTML. So we can do if I spell it right. Ha ha ha! Nice! So let's just copy this and make this look better because this was annoying me. So I forgot you can do HTML. How could I forget that? Or rather that we can do this in HTML, right? Oh, what happened now? I think I did Control B instead of Control B. So, wasn't that odd? So, Now, that's much nicer. Let's just do this instead, so we can make it quicker. So, oh, whatever. I was like, is it quicker to copy? B equals. Then we have B is 9, and the exponent being A, which is 12, and mod P, which is 29, equals, and then we have A being 7, with an exponent of 17, mod 29 equals. So let's just calculate it. The calculator is still there. So let's just do 9, 12 equals mod 29 equals 24. So we have 7, 17. I think the last time I just calculated, I didn't type it anywhere. So, but it's kind of nice to have the calculations here. It's a bit more explanation anyway, right? Did I click mod? Yeah, it says mod up there. 29, 24. So, this one. There, they just wanted us to confirm it, right? That this actually is this, and it's very nice. A very nice example. Let's copy the image to the notes. So it's kind of most things of it. It's also an SVG. Good enough. I'm glad. Happy with that. SSH. Authenticating the server. If you have an SSH, if you have used an SSH client before, you would know the confirmation prompt in the terminal output below. Fingerprint is SHA-256. In the above interaction, the SSH client confirms whether we recognize the server's public key fingerprint. ED25/19 is the public key algorithm used for digital signature generation and verification in this example. Our SSH client didn't recognize this key and is asking us to confirm whether we want to continue with the connection. This warning is because a man-in-the-middle attack is probable. A malicious server might have intercepted the connection and replied, pretending to be the target server. In this case, the user must authenticate the server. I confirm the server's identity by checking the public key signature. Once you answer with yes, the SSH client will record this public key signature for this host. In the future, it will connect you silently unless this host replies with a different public key. Authenticating the client. Now that we have confirmed that we're talking with the correct server, we will need to identify ourselves to get authenticated. In many cases, SSH users are authenticated using usernames and passwords like you would log into a physical machine. However, considering the inherent issues with passwords, this does not fall within the best security practices. At some point, one will surely hit a machine with SSH configured with key authentication instead. This authentication uses public and private keys to prove the client is valid and authenticated user on the server. By default, SSH keys are RSA keys. You can choose which algorithm to generate and add a passphrase to encrypt the SSH key. SSH keygen is a program usually used to generate key pairs. It supports various algorithms as shown on its manual page below. Yeah. The following is just for your information. At this stage, we recommend that you recognize their names only. DSA, Digital Signature Algorithm, is a public key in cryptography. Maybe we should get these explanations for our SSH information. So I've used several, but still. So SSH is definitely not here. SSH is probably in connection. SSH. And this is really keygen, right? So let's put this is just a demo example in my public notes. So public key is specifically designed for DNS searchers. Yeah, let me take a chew while this reads this. Let's see if the TTS can do this.
DSA, Digital Signature Algorithm, is a public key cryptography algorithm specifically designed for digital signatures. EXA, Elliptic Curve Digital Signature Algorithm, is a variant of DSA that uses elliptic curve cryptography to provide smaller key sizes for equivalent security. EXA-SK, EXA with security key, is an extension of EXA. It incorporates hardware-based security keys for enhanced private key protection. ED 25519 is a public key signature system using ED-DSA, Edwards Curve Digital Signature Algorithm, with Curve 25519. ED 25519-SK, ED 25519 with security key, is a variant of ED 25519. Similar to EXA-SK, it uses a hardware-based security key for improved private key protection.
Good thing I could read at the same time, because I couldn't hear a thing when I was chewing that. That's a bad bit with this kind of sandwich, right? Oh, it looks beautiful outside, and now the sun is going to go down. It's starting to go less bright. Should I go outside for a walk? See if I can get my family to come along. So I really want to finish this though. And I want to finish this too. But I could go back, online after a short break. Let's see what sunset is. So I only have 50 minutes until sunset. So I've done this. In the example above, we didn't use a passphrase to show you the content of the private key. Let's look at the generated public key and the generated private key. So I've done this so many times, so I'm not gonna look very much into them. Note that the private key is shared above for demonstration purposes and was purged afterward. Sharing a private key would be the most insecure act anyone can commit against their security. On another note, had we used TRSA, the resulting keys would have been much longer. SSH private keys. As just mentioned, you should treat your private SSH keys like passwords. Never share them under any circumstances. They're called private keys for a reason. Someone with your private key can log into servers that accept it, i.e., include it among the authorized keys, unless the key is encrypted with a passphrase. It's very important to mention that the passphrase used to decrypt the private key doesn't identify it to the server at all. It only decrypts the SSH private key. The passphrase never transmitted and never leaves your system. Using tools like John the Ripper, you can attack an encrypted SSH key to attempt to find the passphrase, highlighting the importance of using a complex passphrase and keeping your private key private. When generating an SSH key to log into a remote machine, you should generate the keys on your machine and then copy the public key over, as it means the private key never exists on the target machine. Using SSH copy ID. SSH copy ID. Never heard of it. However, it doesn't matter as much for temporary keys generated to access CDF boxes. Yeah, of course. So, as I have not seen this, is a special thing for just copying the keys, not copying them the normal way. So just interesting that they would make a special command for copying the keys. Well, it's not like I'm gonna use it. I guess we'll put it in the right place and everything. The permissions must be set up correctly to use a private SSH key, otherwise your SSH client will ignore the file with a warning. Hi Panda, welcome in.
Says.
Age of 1 Rose.
Thanks for the gift sub yesterday to Ages 3.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, so we have to set the permissions. See. Change mod. The only owner should be able to read. 600 on Stricter. SHI private keyframe name user at host.
I'm at work fighting a lovely upper respiratory infection.
Oh, ouchie. I hope you get well soon. So I don't think you have as cool weather as we do, though. Hope you have better weather. So it's just like 4 minus now anyway, and it's supposed to get warm like by midnight and get plus for the next few days, but still. It's pretty low with the snow. So should I show it again? Should I show the snow again? Let's do it, right? I felt like looking out myself. So I'm gonna you can see my sandwich too.
We had a lot of snow yesterday, then
Oh,
thunderstorms last night, then rain. It's crazy.
Oh, rain. Oh, crazy. That's crazy. So this will probably be gone by midnight, so I'm gonna See if I can find the right button. No. Apparently I closed the program down. Let's see. So we're gonna start reading again. Yeah, I saved some memory there by closing it. So we'll see if this is the right one. No, it's not. This should be the right one then. I'm just gonna make so I can see what I show you, because you can't see the full image. Here. So I went a bit closer than I did last time. So we have snow, snow, and I'm gonna clean the window. I can see that. So my neighbor has these big trees outside his tiny little place there. So it's kind of snowy. And my desk is messy. By the way, I tried to complain about these, that they don't work, and they said, like, you have to prove it. I'm like, how do I prove that these don't work? Am I gonna, like, take a photo through the lens and assume that works? That's, like, an odd thing to do. So I guess I will have to do that. And when they can't see, it's proven that they're not usable, right? I'm thinking more like oh my god, they understood it's not usable. No? We'll see. So there was also this other thing that didn't work, so I had two things from the unboxing that didn't work. So where were I? We had keys trusted by the remote host. The SSH folder is the default place to store these keys for OpenSSH. The authorized keys note the US English spelling. Yeah, I noticed that this person is typing not that way. British English spelling. Yeah, right. So let's see who did it. No, I don't know that person's where they're from. File in the directory holds public keys that are allowed access on the server if key authentication is enabled. By default on many Linux distributions, key authentication is enabled, as it is more secure than using a password to authenticate. Only key authentication should be accepted if you want to allow SSH access for the root user. Using SSH keys to get a better shell. During CTS, permutation testing, and red teaming exercises, SSH keys are an excellent way to upgrade the reverse shell, assuming the user has login enabled. Note that VV data usually does not allow this, but regular users and root will work. Well, if root can SSH. Leaving the SSH key in the authorized key file on the machine can be a useful backdoor. And you don't need to deal with any of the issues of unstable as reverse shell, like Control-C. But that I just mentioned, good that I have SSH, no one I clicked Control-C by mistake, or lack of tab completion. Checks the SSH private key in. What algorithm does it use? So we're gonna check out this. We haven't connected to this one yet, did we? I'm like, we just hopped from another room, so we have to start this one, right? Did I start it? No. So, thought so. But you never know. Oh my. Didn't we have SSH to this? Yes. Thank you. So we're learning about SSH, but we use SSH to get there. It's not actually about SSH, it's about public key cryptography, right? So, user will find this. It'll hop when it's time, right? It'll hop. So we can't really do much here though. How long until we get the IP? Let's hop over here and let's do. This is the one where we had SSH, so let's just get the new IP. It was the same username. Let's assume this bit is the same too. We can actually copy the username, right? I might not remember it. We can't do anything. So it's task 5. Public Crypto Basics task 5. I think it's the same machine. So it was kind of we could have skipped closing it down probably. Same machine. So I hope you get better, Panda, soon. It's annoying to have like calls and stuff. And then I cough, of course, right? We're just waiting for that IP. Oh, we got the IP. Good. Goody. So now I'm very curious to
Saturday
see if
morning.
it's the right
Thought I'd
one.
have to go to the hospital. Had so much crap in my chest I thought I was going to choke and pass out.
Oh. That's tough. So, I hope it's better today then, at least. At least well enough to watch streams, right? Yesterday too, I guess. From Aegis stream. Let's see now. The last one we were in were hashing basics, and now we're crypto basics, right? So it is the same one. Same box. So we're supposed to go public crypto basics. And task 5. And this is the one we're supposed to read. So let's do that. It is a I guess we're supposed to type RSA here. But it's also AES 128 CVC is the information there. So, but this was RSA. Digital signatures and certificates. In the analog world, you're asked to sign a paper now and then, and you visit the bank to open a savings account. You're most likely to sign several documents. Maybe it's all digital now, right? When you want to create an account in the local library, you will be asked to fill out and sign an application. No, it's all digital now. The purpose can vary depending on the situation. For example, it can confirm that you agree on the terms and conditions, authorize the transaction, and acknowledge receiving an item. In the digital world, you cannot use your signature, stamp or fingerprint. You need a digital signature. I've been talking for too long. It's only 5 hours constant talking. Digital signatures provide a way to verify the authenticity and integrity of digital message or document, providing the authenticity of files, proving. The authenticity of files means we know who created or modified them. Using asymmetric cryptography, you produce a signature with your private key, which can be verified using your public key. Only you should have access to your private key, which proves you signed the file. In many modern countries, digital and physical signatures have the same legal value. The simplest form of digital signature is encrypting the document with your private key. If someone wants to verify the signature, they would decrypt it with your public key and check if the files match. This process is in the image below. Some articles use terms such as electronic signature and digital signature interchangeably. They refer to pasting an image of a signature on top of a document. This approach does not prove the document's integrity, as anyone can copy and paste an image. In this task, we use the term digital signature to refer to signing a document using a private key or certificate. This process is similar to the image shown above, where Bob encrypts a hash of his document and shares it with Alice, along with the original document. Alice can decrypt and encrypt the encrypted hash and compare it with the hash of the file she received. This approach proves the document's integrity, unlike pasting a fancy image of a signature. We will cover hashing in the hashing basics room that we just did. Certificates. Prove who you are. Certificates are essential application of public key cryptography, and they also link to digital signatures. A common place where they're used is for HTTPS. How does your web browser know that the server you're talking to is the real TryHackMe.com? The answer lies in certificates. The web server has a certificate that says it's the real TryHackMe.com. The certificates have a chain of trust, starting with the root CA, certificate authority. From install time, your device, operating system, and web browser automatically trust various root CAs. Certificates are trusted only when the root CAs say they trust the organization that signed them. In a way, it's a chain. For example, certificate is signed by an organization, the organization is trusted by a CA, and the CA is trusted by your browser. Therefore, your browser trusts a certificate. In general, there are a long chain of trust. You can take a look at the certificate authorities trusted by Mozilla Firefox here and Google Chrome here. Let's say you have a website that wants to use HTTPS. This step requires having a TLS certificate. You can get one from the various certificate authorities for an annual fee. Furthermore, you can get your own TLS certificates for domains you own using Lesson Code for free. If you run a website, it is worth setting up and switching to HTTPS, as a modern website would do. Well, yeah. So actually, someone mentioned some time back that my certificate for my website was running out, and I checked and it was automatically renewed by my hosting site hosting thingy. And that's nice. So I asked them for it to start with, and then they just updated it. So it's nice. And also my new domain that looks like this right now. I moved it to this one, fixit42.com. It also has a certificate. So let's take a look at an actual certificate, right? Verified by Let's Encrypt. So more information, and here we can view the certificate too. So we can see that it's Let's Encrypt in the US, and the validity here is from to March for this one, 18th of December. So I've been doing stuff with this thing, but it's just adding the notes. So this is what I did yesterday. Yeah, right, Panda. I talked about messing with the website, right? So I have I put these two index pages here. They're just called index, so they will be called index.html when they are actually put into the web. And then they will automatically be an index.html for my notes, right? This is just a note called index in here. Kind of nice, right? So I don't have to create anything manually. You just export my Obsidian and it's there. So in my Obsidian here, at the very bottom, I have a note called index that links to this note. And they're both called index. I feel like cheating. I feel like I'm cheating. Though there are bugs in this. Or rather, it's not fully finished. And therefore we cannot click files that it doesn't know about. So if we click a code file, like a Python file, it will download it. Which is not what I want, of course. So I'll have to think about how to reorganize my notes and stuff to make this work better. Yeah, and there it's got some odd HTML file that it wants to download too. I don't know why, but if I go forward, it will probably do it again. It's just when you go back, really, that I have noticed that. So, TryHackMe. What does a remote web server use to prove itself to the client? Should we? I mean, it's a certificate. I just thought it looked so short. It looked like there was so many keys, like letters in there. What would you use to get a free certificate for your websites? So let's copy Let's Encrypt. I don't want to type that much. Yeah, I'm sure it's just here at the end, right? So, obviously I had the Let's Encrypt insert too. PGP and GPG. PGP stands for Pretty Good Privacy. It's software that implements encryption for encrypting files, performing digital signing, and more. GNU PG or GPG is an open source implementation of the OpenPGP standard. GPG is commonly used in email to protect the confidentiality of email messages. Furthermore, it can be used to sign an email message and confirm its integrity. Below is an example of generating GPG. You were asked about the purpose of using GPG, whether signing only or signing and encrypting. Besides selecting the cryptographic algorithm, we need to choose an expiry date for the generated key. Finally, we provided some information about us, our name, email address, and a comment usually about the purpose of this key. So, GPG full gen key. GNU PG. And we can see they select 9 here. 1 and so on. You may need to use GPG to decrypt files in CTFs. With the PGP, GPG private keys can be protected with passphrases in a similar way that we protect SSH private keys. If the key is passphrase protected, you can attempt to crack it using John the Ripper and GPG to John. So GPG to John is something I have not done. Just to rhyme a bit there, right? It almost rhymes anyway. So let's put this in our... Is it what we have open, right? So I have lots of 2 Johns here, right? We have SSH on here somewhere too. But let's add a new node for GPT. John, like a little hint, you are the file with the same name. That's always so embarrassing, right? So apparently this untitled document will be untitled forever because there it is. Because I don't have any memory, so I thought I hadn't used it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Always embarrassing. Oh, this is a new thing. Go to the notes. Ah, right. Or find it in your own history. That happens. The key provided in this task is not protected with a passphrase. The man page for GPT can be found here. So let's actually put GPT man page in there. We actually did something useful at least. I'm putting this in the note quickly there. Practical example. Now that you have your GPT key pair, you can share the public key with your contacts. Whenever your contacts want to communicate secretly, they encrypt their message to you using your public key. To decrypt the message, you will have to use your private key. Due to the importance of the GPT keys, it's vital that you keep a backup copy in a secure location. Let's say you have a new computer. All you need to do is to import your key and you can start decrypting your received messages again. You would use GPT import key backup key to import your key from backup key. To decrypt your messages, you need to issue GPT decrypt confidential message.gpt. Use GPT to decrypt the message in. Okay, so we're going to do this practically now. Task 7. So I saw there was no task 6. I was thinking the whole last task is, so what are we gonna do instead? That's where my brain was. So, we have the key, so let's GPT. Decrypt. Oh, we need to add the key first? Probably. Let's see. It's nice to have error messages. Yeah, no secret key, so we'll need to add it first. So GPT, import, T-tab. I've done that before. Let me decrypt. So, did it change the message? No, it just decrypted it. TryHackMe example key. The secret word is pineapple. So we're supposed to see put the pineapple in there. But I was curious if it changed the file too. So let's put this bit. No, this bit. Well, there's a U I missed. Whatever. Let's put this in the notes. GPG. So, should we just leave it in here? We have decided to put encrypting and stuff in here too. And just encoding like base64. So let's make a note for oops. That was me trying to This is a file name. That's a file name. Okay, yeah, so I'm going crazy here, because this file already exists too, of course. Right? Of course it does. So I had obviously used GPG, I just didn't remember it, right? So it was probably some time ago. I can't even check the file dates now because I've already modified them. As soon as you do something with an Obsidian file, it's updated. Well, let's delete the new untitled. Because we have another untitled that's just empty here. So, we have the help here. And this is when I used to put those first. So this, how I make notes now, is I would just put this here, right? And then we would make this an example. And we have the help at the very end because, yeah, you know? Moving a bit, you wake up, right? So, I was thinking of having this only too. Because it makes it easier to see the files, don't you think? I still have sandwich in my teeth. So, and let's separate these so it's more readable. There's 3 commands. We check the directory, we do an import, and we decrypt the message. So, clear? And we have the conclusion. We have defined cryptography as a science of securing communication in the presence of adversaries. Another important science that studies how to break or bypass cryptographic systems is cryptanalysis. As for trying every possible password combination, we call that a brute force attack. However, when we know what the password most likely a dictionary word, it will make more sense to try words from a dictionary instead of every possible password combination. This is called a dictionary attack. Cryptography is the science of securing communication and data using codes and ciphers. Cryptanalysis is a study of methods to break or bypass cryptographic signature systems without knowing the key. Brute force attack is an attack method that involves trying every possible key or password to decrypt a message. Dictionary attack is a method used where the attacker tries dictionary words or combinations of them. This room focused on public key cryptography, asymmetric cryptography, and key exchange. It gave you an essential understanding of RSA, Diffie-Hellman, SSH key pairs, digital signatures and certificates, and OpenPGP. Now it's time to learn about hashing. And this is, when we click the button now, we will be finished with the path. If I didn't miss anything when I did this. And it appears we hop away totally when we click this now, so that's why I closed the machine first. So, next. No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do hashing basics because we just finished it. We have a progress 100% here, people. So let's go to the dashboard. And let's see what it says. It says that we are finished. We can view the path. We can now view the certificate here. Next achievement. No badges left to earn in this path.